How did he get it clean?
What?
It's clean here.
Oh.
Can't
I
just
see
wipe
what you're
it down.
saying. Right.
Right?
It's not like he's got some like Taco Bell hot sauce on it. You just wipe it down with a napkin. Like this is molten metal on
Which
the
when
thing.
when it solidifies, it's going to be metal. It's
Yeah.
going to be stuck.
Yeah.
So
I guess there is a possibility where it just flakes off, right? Like if the prime radiant is super smooth, and the metal has nowhere to grab onto, then it could just flake off. Like you just fingernail it, chip it off.
I think that would be ideal if it just flicked off. But what if it didn't? What if Dusk is like, here, technical guy, I have Demerzel armor metal on this prime radiant. Please remove it for me. And you're like, thanks for this task that I have no idea how to do. What would you do?
I don't know, because chemistry stuff. I'm not a chemist. I don't know.
Okay. So you might say, so you try to put it in an acid bath.
Okay.
And try to etch away the metal. But doesn't that run the risk of etching away the device itself?
That's a good point. I guess. Okay. You want to try to guess it? You want to try to figure it out?
I would trying to figure out what would I do.
Oh, okay.
Lab.
I see. I see what we're doing here. Okay. So we're gonna try to figure out what would we do if Dusk asked us to clean this thing off. Okay.
Yep.
So I like the idea of acid etch. If you can get the right acid that eats away that metal, but depending on what the prime radiant is made out of, like if it's possible that there are acids or base. I'm really not a chemist. It's possible that there's the right acid that eats away that metal layer, but not the prime radiant.
Yeah, I think it's possible.
You could also try electrolysis. Use this thing as the anode, I think. And so you could just eat away the metal atoms, but depending on what the prime radiant is, like if it's plastic or silicon dioxide, so glass, it might not eat away that.
So you need to know what the prime radiant shell is made out of, right?
Yeah,
Because I guess if it's written down in a manual somewhere.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not. Yeah. if it was written down, we should just make a bunch of these. So I'm assuming that it's lost technology somehow.
I think so.
They can't. Yeah. Okay. So to figure out what the body of the prime radiant is, like whatever the shell is, I guess I could do electron spectroscopy to hit it with some X-rays, and then when electrons fly off, I can figure out from their kinetic energy what their binding energy was, and then from the binding energy, I can tell you what atoms were there. You could do that. You could also less invasively try fluorescence and see. Trying to probe what atoms are in there.
Yeah, I guess you would have a catalog. So if you shot light of a certain spectrum at the device, you'd have a catalog of all the different reflections and absorptions somewhere.
Exactly.
That you could look up, and then mix. You could try to match it to that list, and then once you know the material, then maybe you can start to think about etch.
Yeah. The other thing I have two more things that I would try. One is if this thing looks like it has not been damaged by the heat of the molten metal, then it's a reasonable guess to me that I could reheat the metal and melt it off. I guess similar to like soldering. Whereas if I can get the solder has a lower melting point than the copper wires or whatever you're trying to, or copper or steel or whatever you're trying to weld to solder. And if I can reheat the solder and melt it, I can use one of those suction guys, the things, and pull it off. Or not the suction guy, but like the copper mesh for wicking. Try to wick it off. I'd try that.
So you could like turn up the temperature slowly. I guess if you know the metal, you could turn it up to just the right temperature to solidify it and wick it off,
or
bring off
not to desolidify it, to liquefy it.
Liquefy it,
Yeah. And then
okay. What's the other option?
The other one is a newer one. I don't know how dialed in this would be, but you could try to laser blast it. Okay. So You put in some energy in a very small amount of time, very small amount of space, and it just ablates it, just rips the atoms off. And hopefully you don't have too much of intensity that you also destroy the prime radiant. That's what I would do.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. It's an interesting problem because Dusk is coming to you as the lab technician with a problem, and you're like, he's like, don't break it, but clean it, please, thank you. And you're like, what is on here? It's metal that is really strong.
It's like robot guts. You're like, do I have a reference for that? Like, no, it's 3,000 years ago.
Yeah,
but also clean it because I'm Empire.
And I don't want you to damage it either.
Right.
And it's like, oh crap.
Yeah, imagine like, oh look, it's clean now, but like it also won't turn on anymore.
Right.
This is useless.
Yeah, and you're executed. Yeah. Gosh. Okay. I kind of noticed it. I noticed it, and I was like, that is an interesting problem.
How did he clean it? Yeah.
How did he clean it? Because if it was just barbecue sauce, different problem.
Yeah, wipe it off, whatever. But no. This is like molten metal stuff on it.
Right. And it's clean.
I guess there's one more thing that I could try.
Okay, go ahead.
You could tumble it. So if you put it in like a tumbler, like a rotating drum, and if you put in pellets that are harder than the metal but softer than the prime radiant, then the pellets will break apart the metal thing and leave the prime radiant alone.
That's a cool idea, because then you could do a scratch test on the prime radiant and on the metal.
Yep.
And that's easy to do without damaging it.
Yep. It won't.
And then you could. That's a cool idea. I like it.
Yeah, that's what I would try.
You do have a risk of tumbling it and breaking it, but I feel like it's a pretty low risk, depending on how violently you tumble it.
Mm-hmm. It's like a gentle. You get these little like little needles, or you could do ceramic triangles, and you just put it in there with water, and you like tumble this thing for 3 days or whatever.
Yeah. What about like a sonic cleaner? I don't think that would work. Because
I think it's too gentle.
It's too gentle, right? The metal is so strong. It's just it'll clean the metal, make it nice and shiny.
Exactly. Yeah. And then we're almost like the next level of cleanliness I would do is electro polishing, but that's what we said that already with anodizing. No, it's the whatever that thing is. The same idea.
Mm-hmm. And I guess you don't really want to go over the top. You just want it to look visually okay for when he's holding it and looking epic.
Yeah, and you know the schedule. He's gonna die in like a day or whatever. Like you just gotta get it past him.
Yep.